Implementation. Behavior change bar IEC. Behavior change has been the key differentiator of Swachh Bharat mission, and therefore emphasis is placed on behavior change communication. BCC is not a standalone separate activity to be done as a component of SBMG, but about mobilizing and nudging communities into adopting safe and sustainable sanitation practices through effective BCC. Collective behavior change. The suggested approach would be to adopt community approaches to sanitation, focusing heavily on triggering entire communities and on achieving collective behavioral change. Emphasis is to be placed on awareness generation, triggering mindsets leading to community behavior change, and demand generation for sanitary facilities in houses, schools, Anganwadis, places of community congregation, and for solid and liquid waste. Management activities. Since open defecation free villages cannot be achieved without all the households and individuals conforming to the desired behavior of toilet use every day and every time, community action and generation of social norms are key. Interpersonal communication. Focus will be on use of interpersonal communication, especially for triggering of demand and use of toilets through social and behavioral change communication and house-to-house interventions. Hygiene and sanitation intervention to include an essential element of social behavior change alongside infrastructure, without which the desired outcomes cannot be achieved. Adequate capacities. Significant strengthening of the implementation mechanism is envisaged. Administrative and technical experts, example an IEC and BCC, capacity building, technical supervision, SLWM and monitoring and evaluation are to be engaged at the state, district and block levels. Ministry has paneled 36 key resource centers, and these can be engaged by states and districts for local level capacity building. Swachh Grahis. There is a need for a dedicated, trained and properly incentivized sanitation workforce at the village level. An army of foot soldiers or Swachhagrahis, earlier known as Swachhata Doots, could be developed and engaged through existing arrangements like Panchayat Raj institutions, cooperatives, Ashas, Anganwadi workers, women groups, community-based organization, self-help groups, water linemen, pump operators, etc., who are already working in the GPs or through engaging Swachhagrahis specially for the purpose. In case existing employees of line departures are to be utilized, their original line departments have to be in clear agreement to the expansion of their roles to include activities under the Swachh Bharat mission. States are to decide on the guidelines for their engagement and the honorarium or remuneration, which is essential to attract dedicated and serious workers. Expenses on the Swachhagrahis may be borne through the IEC component of the SBMG. However, no permanent cadre of Swachhagrahis is to be created. The incentives to anyone including Swachhagrahis who motivate households for toilet constructions may be up to Rs 150 per toilet constructed, or an appropriate amount per village being declared ODF, or any variation of fixed or variable component as decided appropriate by the state. Provision of honorarium post construction should also be provided to ensure sustainability. Capacity building of each of these persons has to be ensured. Role of such workers, including health and ICDS workers, in communicating the consequences of poor sanitation, open defecation and its impact on health on the community must be emphasized. Qualifications for engagement as Swachhagrahis. The individual must be a resident of the GP in which she or he is being engaged and serve on a full-time basis. She or he must have access to toilet and should not be practicing open defecation. She or he should possess good command over local language or dialect. Guidance for engagement of Swachhagrahis. The Swachhagrahi shall be a voluntary position with high visibility and motive of social service and not an employment. This message has to be clearly spread in the GP during the selection process itself. However, the Swachhagrahis must be paid an appropriate incentive for their contribution to making villages ODF. The GP bar VWSC can engage Swachhagrahis for identification of beneficiaries, motivating, assisting in IEC and construction, maintaining records and ensuring sustained latrine use by every person in each household in the village. Each village shall have at least one Swachhagrahi. Preference shall be given to women candidates. GPs with more than 2 Swachhagrahis shall ensure there be at least one woman. The Swachhagrahi may be issued an identity card and a suitable kit that may include stationery such as pen, notebook, register, etc. as required, with caps and shirts with SBMG logo and suitable design through IEC funds. Immediately after engagement as Swachhagrahi, induction training may be conducted preferably at the block or district level or as decided by DWSM. The kit may be given immediately after the training. Monitoring the performance of Swachhagrahi should be incorporated in the program. Monitoring as per suggested criteria in Swachhata Doot Guidelines 2011. Provision of awards for Swachhagrahis doing exemplary work may be made at district and state level to be distributed on special occasions. Civil society organizations. The state may also work through civil society organizations with a mutually agreed upon incentive structure. In case of engaging CSOs, the Swachhagrahis may be made responsible to the CSO, who will also take the responsibility of paying them incentives. Reputed civil society organizations, self-help groups, NGOs, international, national and local level organizations with a proven track record of working in specific fields in the social sector may be involved in IEC BCC triggering, capacity building, monitoring and if found appropriate in implementation. Local level mobilization on sanitation has to be focused as this cannot be substituted by other communication methods. National Rural Livelihood Mission NRLM is being implemented across India through a huge network of SGHs. Organizations of SHGs in the villages, block level and district level federations of SHGs for improving quality of life besides strengthening livelihood options. States may tie up with state project management units of NRLM for utilizing the huge network of SHGs for effective IEC and BCC, triggering demand and promoting area specific toilet design and specification. The SHGs can also be effectively used as a microfinancing unit for sanitation infrastructure. The revolving fund available under the SBMG may also be utilized through the NRLM mechanism. Arrangements for this can be made at the state level. SHGs may also be utilized for working as rural sanitary marts in remote areas where bulk procurement and delivery of quality hardware for toilet construction may be assured through such a system. Funding for this shall also be permitted under SBMG. Sanitation technologies. While it has been found that twin pit pour flush toilet technology is the most responsive technical option in most geographies, an illustrative list of technology options with cost implications will be provided to meet the user preferences and location specific needs. This list shall be continuously updated as new technologies are found and communicated to the beneficiaries, providing them with the choice of technological options. MDWS would assist in the preparation of such information. It shall be ensured that sanitary toilets are constructed which ensure safe confinement and disposal of fecus. Appropriate participation of the beneficiary or communities, financially or otherwise, in the setting up of the toilets is advised to promote ownership and sustained use both at the household and community levels. The built-in flexibility in the menu of options is to give the poor and the disadvantaged families opportunity for subsequent upgrading of their toilets depending upon their requirements and financial position. Availability of water. Conjoined programs may be prioritized at the district and GP levels under SBMG and the National Rural Drinking Water Program to maximize the availability of water in villages, which is an important factor for sustaining sanitation facilities created. Rural school sanitation focusing on separate toilets for girls and boys remains a major intervention which shall be implemented under the programs of the Department of School Education. Water will be provided inside the toilets for both boys and girls. Toilets in Anganwadis shall be provided by the Department of Women and Child Development. Children can be effective sanitation communicators to spread the message of safe sanitation to all. This mission shall specifically focus on such a campaign involving educational institutions in rural areas. Coverage of piped water supply with at least 40 LPCD in ODF verified villages. It has been decided that states, UTs may take up new piped water supply schemes for coverage of at least 40 LPCD in the villages which have been verified as open defecation free. States are hereby requested to initiate actions for PWS 40 LPCD in such ODF verified villages on priority to provide coverage by March 2018. Prioritization of construction and maintenance of Anganwadi toilets. It is recommended that state governments prioritize construction of toilets in Anganwadis and ensure that the toilets are regularly cleaned and maintained. Gram Panchayats must make efforts to construct toilets in the new Anganwadis using the 14th FC grants on their own funds. Arranging for regular cleaning of school toilets and proper disposal of solid and liquid waste. The 14th FC has devolved substantial grants to GPs to spend on basic services, of which special priority is indicated for water supply and sanitation. While Gram Panchayats are the final decision making authority on how the resources should be utilized, the Ministry of Panchayat Raj has issued a circular to instruct GPs to give priority to the provision as well as repair of drinking water systems, including hand wash and toilets in schools. Further, GPs may take lead in convening meeting with parent-teacher associations and village education committee and put in place proper arrangements for regular cleaning school toilets and disposal of solid and liquid waste generated in schools and may support such activities. To strengthen demand side, PTAs may be asked to approach GPs and indicate need for proper water supply and sanitation systems as their priority and raise this in Gram Sabhas. Incentive. The provision of incentive to the rural households for individual household latrine units is available to states which wish to provide the same. However, the ministry encourages states and districts to motivate households to make self-investment for construction of households. This may also be used to maximize coverage so as to attain community outcomes. States will have flexibility regarding the utilization of the incentive. Incentives, if given, may be done so to the individual households or to the community as a whole, where the community model is necessarily adopted to trigger the demand in GPs or blocks or districts, or to a combination of both. Since the incentive for one IHHL is Rs 12,000, the state will be eligible to receive the entire amount shared between the central and state governments. However, the incentive charged on the mission will be used entirely on the sanitation sector. States will decide on the methodology of the actual construction of toilets to follow triggering of demand under the program. Fund flow for IEC triggering capacity building monitoring activities can be done through the Gram Panchayats or through other agencies like administrative departments, CSOs, NGOs, SHGs, etc. as decided by the state. In case of cash transfer, the bank account of a beneficiary may be linked to their Aadhaar number wherever possible. In order to implement DBT, Aadhaar seeding of digitized beneficiary database has been mandated. In addition, implementation of parent-child account will enable tracking of the fund utilization and also help in financial management reforms. Flexibility to states. States will have flexibility regarding in the utilization of IHHL incentive. The provision of incentives for IHHLs for rural households is available to states from the IHHL component in addition to extensive motivational and behavioral change interventions from the IEC component. This may also be used to maximize coverage so as to attain community outcomes. Ideally, the construction activities should be taken up by the individual beneficiaries themselves with support from or through agencies in the village. States may decide to provide incentive to households in two or more phases at different stages of construction and usage. In the case of community incentive model, the state may also release the funds to an entire village after it has been open defecation free for a significant length of time. Both of these outcomes are to be measured through a robust follow-up monitoring system. Monitoring mechanisms. A robust monitoring arrangement has to be put in place to monitor open defecation free status of a village, the implementation of solid and liquid waste management projects, as well as the construction and use of household toilets, school and Anganwadi toilets, and community sanitary complexes. The monitoring also has to use a robust community led system like social audit. Community-based monitoring and vigilance committees are essential to create peer pressure. States may decide the delivery mechanisms to be adopted to meet the community needs. In the context of striving for saturation and its consequent implications, it is suggested that the planning for implementation should be at a district level. A systematic criteria for targeting GPs and an appropriate district-wide IEC or IPC or social mobilization campaign should be carried out. An effective monitoring mechanism shall be put in place for monitoring both outputs, toilet construction, and of outcomes, toilet usage, which could inter alia be in the monitoring of open defecation in the GP. In view of the timescale of the mission, the monitoring system will also have rapid action landing units at the national, state and district levels tasked with studying and analyzing action taken across the country in the rural sanitization program, evaluating their impact, identifying good practices for upscaling and also suggesting innovations and a range of options for implementation. Rapid action landing unit RALU should be put in place at the national, state and district levels if found to be required by states to monitor, evaluate, to provide advice on corrective action and upscale good practices. These units will be small, flexible and specialized to meet these needs and to find fast and effective ways forward developing, sharing and spreading solutions. This will be based on learnings about action, what is happening in the field and from action by trying out through innovative action. RALU will be up to date with field activities under SBMG and carry out activities including brainstorming, field trials of innovative approaches, research, sharing and feedback. Detailed instructions on RALU will be issued by MDWS. RALU will be funded through the administration component of the SBMG, from which monitoring and evaluation funds are to be provided. Knowledge management agencies at the national, state and district levels may also be tasked with studying and analyzing action taken across the country in the program, evaluating their impact, identifying good practices for upscaling and also suggesting innovations and a range of options for implementation. States will be assisted to leverage strength of centrally empaneled knowledge resource centers, which can be leveraged for local level capacity building and also knowledge networks, online portals, websites, e-learning or virtual learning systems and social media to ensure that knowledge processes, protocols are in place and that knowledge flows freely through the mission and across all levels. The mission shall aim to saturate on priority the states, district or GPs in all major river basins of India. Examples: Satluj, Ravi, Beas, Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Narmada, Tapti, Kaveri and Brahmaputra. This will ensure the outcomes required for pollution-free rivers in addition to ODF communities. To accelerate coverage in Gram Panchayats selected under the Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana, these GPs may be selected on priority for coverage under the SBMG.